I have noticed that over time, solid billboards have given way to vinyl mesh banners. I used to think it's because the material was cheaper, because of the way they looked each time I got closer to them. From a distance, it looks like a giant tent fabric, but the closer you get, you actually realize that this fabric has punctures in it, like multiple perforations, and I recently learned that this is intentional. So the first and main reason is that it helps with wind resistance. So huge billboards act like sails. So once the wind forcefully pushes against them, it puts stress on the frame and on the support structure. The punctures allow for air to pass through them, helping to reduce the sail effect. And this in turn helps prevent the banner from tearing while reducing strain on the billboard structure. The second reason is that they help make the banners lighter as compared to a solid vinyl banner of the same weight. The third is to allow for light to pass through them on certain installations. And so after all these, the image or the print is still not distorted. That is why from a normal viewing distance, the whole image on the banner still looks untempered, because your eyes blend everything together. And because the brain fills in the missing information, the image still looks very solid and still very clear. And so a billboard with absolutely no perforations catches every gust of wind. And the larger it is, the greater the pressure it faces. Now, this is where the metaphor meets us. In much the same way, our lives often develop holes. In places of grief and loss, in our weaknesses, or places of disappointment, our vulnerability, the places that we actually wish were not there. Yet those very openings can allow life to pass through us without utterly destroying us. Because a person who has never suffered can actually become very, very rigid. So a person who has known sorrow, dependence, or limitation often develops humility, compassion, patience, and resilience. Your wound becomes a place where grace can enter and empathy can flow outward. And from a Franciscan perspective, this is especially striking. Francis did not become holy by becoming impenetrable. He became so by becoming open to God, to creation, to the poor, and even to his own suffering. His penetration, so to speak, allowed the Spirit of God to mold through him. And there's a second layer. Those holes are almost invisible from a distance. And what people notice is the image displayed on the banner. And likewise, the world often sees the image that our lives communicate. The kindness, the wisdom, the joy, the patience, the strength, or our faith, name it, without seeing each and every wound that helped shape each and every one of those things. Perhaps that's the quiet wisdom hidden in a billboard. The strongest things are not always the most solid. Sometimes they're simply the most open enough to let the wind pass, open enough to remain standing, open enough to receive grace.